North and South medley, played by the United States Marine Pipe and Drum Corps. It is on record.
So I know the first question is, where is Frontenac? Well, Frontenac is about halfway between Red Wing and Lake City on Route 61. On Route 61 is Frontenac Station, and if you take 61 from either direction, you'll come up to County Highway 2. This gives you kind of a reference of where County Highway 2 is by just looking at the scenery. And then you'll take County 2 all the way down into Old Frontenac, and it'll bring you right to the park where we are setting up camp. So directions are very easy. Now it doesn't take much to get out of town, about a block and a half, and you're in the country. That area out there, that's Frontenac State Park. That'll be on your left. It's going to be a church. I think you can see it coming up on the right. And then the park is beyond that. This next little street that you see here, we're going to take a left on. The park is on both sides of the street here. But I'm going to take a left and show you that park. Then I'm going to go across the road and show you the other side. So that road down there is where we came in at. This is the intersection where we turned in. And this is the park that's on the left side of the street. I'd say, it probably goes back this way about 150, 200 feet, something like that. And I bet it goes back this way a good 400 to 500 feet. So that's the side of the park we were at to begin with. Check out the size of that tree, will ya? And then if I turn around, this is the park on the other side of the street. So this looks like it's a little wider. It's a little wider from this side to this side. I don't know, that looks like it could be about maybe 250 feet, maybe 3, I don't know. And from here, I think it's just a little more than a football field. Now down there at the corner to the left brings you to that park where we'd be camped in. So coming down this road a couple hundred feet, and there's a field here. This field would be the entrance to the reenactor parking lot. And you can see that there's no ditch here, so it's easy to drive in. And it goes back here and around the corner, so I'll walk back there to show you. So that's where I walked in from. That's my truck. That would be the entrance. we'd be able to park on both sides, driving down the center. I'll pan around here, near the back here. This would be the back of the parking area. And then it would go out this way. So we'd be able to have parking going out that way too, and that goes out to another street there. That's about where that tree is out there. I'm sure you can see that tree. So this is the inside of the church. Okay, so we've been busy. We've confirmed that we can use this church on that Sunday, when that weekend, for the Christian Commission to give a service in. And we've got the contacts for Todd and everything, so we'll be putting all that together. So that's the church. So in reference to our camp, I'm just going to pan around. This is the street that you come into Old Frontenac on. And if I pan around, this park right down in here is where our camp's going to be. The 2nd and 3rd. 2nd Light Artillery and the 3rd Minnesota will be down in there. Now from this point it's about 6/10 of a mile to the cemetery. And we're thinking that we could probably load some people in my pickup or some vehicles and drive down to the entrance of the park, and then from the entrance to the park we could march in and do a dedication. And they're thinking about that dedication to be about 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. So this is the Frontenac Cemetery. This is where it starts. This is the entryway down that road. So the thought is where you see my truck, is that we could take a couple of trucks, transport some reenactors to this corner, and march down this road to where General Garrard is. And at that point is where the ceremony would take place. And the 2nd Light Artillery will already have a gun, a small howitzer down there, I think. And they'll be waiting for us to march in. So when you reach the end of the cemetery, that's where General Garrard is buried. I'm not going to spend a lot of time back here, but the cemetery road goes in a small loop around this grave area here, this plot of land. And there's not a lot of room to park vehicles. That's why we decided that maybe some of us could march in. So what would the 3rd Minnesota have to do with this event? Well, we would set up on Friday and we would tear down sometime after noon on Sunday. Now that's not set in stone yet. This event could wind up being a 2-day event. In fact, John from the 2nd Artillery was here earlier with me, and we both feel like it should be a 2-day event. So we're kind of going to push that way. But if it does wind up a one-day event, we're still going to have a church service in that church if we wanted. And this way we can relax, visit on Sunday, and take some time to enjoy ourselves. So the amenities are firewood. They're going to bring in water for us. And we'll have a handicapped restroom and a regular restroom, portables, right about where I'm sitting, as a matter of fact, and it's about in the center of this park, front to back. Then we'll go over, where our camps are going to be in this park, but the reenactors will be on this side of the street, so everything else will be in the other park. One of the things the 3rd will be doing is firing demonstration for drill, along with the 2nd Light Artillery. So we're not sure if we're going to limit that to the afternoons or have one in the morning and in the afternoon. That's got to be decided. There are some horses in the area that is a concern right now. Other than that, it's going to be camp life. We can, have a drama breakout if we see that our camp's filling up with people. So there's always something for us to do. And we're going to be taking part in a candlelight tour on Saturday evening for the 3rd Minnesota to do. I made this video just so everybody could get an idea of the area, where it's at, what's going on where, and I'm sure there'll be some things added, so catch you at the meeting.